and so on. I think maybe sorry for the inconvenience. The other we have clean water and sanitation. Ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. These social goals were set to improve clean water and also hygiene among people in different respective areas. And we have another one is affordable and clean energy. Ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. This means that bringing electricity in places where there is no electricity, the lives of people can be improved, so that they can go to the better state whereby they can afford. We have decent work and economic growth. Promote sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. This means that bringing machines like tractors, seeds, and you distribute the people of the community so that they can improve their well-being, economic, also, whereby they can also get job. Then we have reduce inequalities. Reduce inequality within and among countries. Sustainable cities and communities. Make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. So it is also aimed at reduce inequality among various countries. We have responsible consumption and production. Responsible consumption and production. Ensure sustainable consumption and production pattern. This means that when people produce a lot of products or goods and services, people will begin to consume the products and services. Climate action. Take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts. In case of climate change, however, we tell people not to cut trees down, also avoid pollution in the environment, so that their life can be okay. You understand? Life below water, conserve and sustainable use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. Study.
Peace, justice, and strong constitution promote peaceful and inclusive society. For sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build inclusive accountability and inclusive institutional at all levels. Partnership for the goals strengthen the means of implementation and the global partnership for sustainable development. These goals provide a shared blueprint for peace and prosperity for people and their plans, and they are designed to be interconnected, recognizing that action in one area will affect outcome in others. The SDG are intended to be achieved by 2030 and require collaboration at all levels, governments, the private sector, and civic society. The key person involved in the development of the sustainable development goals including banking moons, former United Nations Security and General bracket 2007 to 2016, and Amina Job Mohammed, former Unity Nation Deputy Secretary General bracket 2017 President. Coming to conclusion, the Sustainable Development Goals represent a cooperative and ambitious framework for addressing the most pressing social, economic, and environmental challenges. While progress has been made in several areas, significant challenges and barriers remain in the implementation of the SDG. Addressing this challenge will require a coordinated and suitable effort from governments, international organizations, civic society, and the private sector. By working together and leveraging the interconnected nature of the SDG, the global community can make a significant strength toward a more suitable and improvable future for all. And the reference are also there. I can go through them. the past several decades, significant progress has been made in recognizing and protecting the rights of women, including through landmark international agreements such as the Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women and the Diing Declaration and Platform for Action. However, women and girls face systemic challenges and violation of their human rights in many parts of the world. This study aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the current state of women's rights and human rights globally, examining the key challenges and progress made in recent years. The research questions prepared in this study what are the common barriers here, realization of women rights and human rights worldwide. What initiatives and policies have been successful in advancing women's rights and human rights in different cultural and socio-economic contexts? What are the implications for policymakers, advocates, and the global community in further strengthening the protection and promotion of human rights as an integral part of the universal human rights? Again, the methods. This study employed a qualitative research approach utilizing and implementing many of academic reports from the international community. In case studies to examine the challenges and progress of human rights and human rights globally. The literature review focused on peer review journal articles, books and reports from reputable organizations such as the United Nations, the Amnesty International, and Human Rights Watch. Research counties included human rights, gender equality, violence against women, access to education and healthcare, and political economic empowerment. The case studies were selected to provide in-depth examples of successful initiatives and policies that have advanced human rights and human rights in diverse cultural and socioeconomic contexts. The criteria for selecting the case studies included the significance of the impact, the replicability of the approach, and the availability of reliable data and documentation. The consistent bias to women regarding human rights. One is the gender-based violence. One of the most pervasive and widespread violation of women's rights is gender-based violence, including domestic abuse, sexual assault, and human and harmful traditional practices such as female genital mutilation, child marriage, according to the World Health Organization. Approximately 1 in 3 women worldwide women in Gaza often face significant barriers to accessing quality education and healthcare, particularly in developing countries. These include limited availability of schools and healthcare facilities, financial constraints, and structural issues that prioritize the education of healthcare goals in life. Number two is political and economic marginalization. Women continue to be under represented in political, decision-making and leadership positions, and they often face discrimination and various economic opportunities, such as unequal pay, limited success credits, and disproportionate responsibilities for unpaid care costs.
Once again, good morning. I will continue where my colleague has stopped. So, in introduction, it said that the relationship between women rights and human rights, it cannot be separated at all. Cannot be separated because they have a strong link. Also, in the methods that they have used methods, and these methods it help a lot in the study, employed. Also, in qualitative research, utilizing comprehensive review of academic literature. Lastly, report from international NGOs. Also, it has result. That result, it helped a lot in gender-based violence, lack of access to education and healthcare, especially to the women. And then it helped in political and economic marginalization, whereby it gives women to participate in the development, in economic, and also in political parties. They can have the right. They will give chance to represent their women, not to be marginalized in our society. It says here, successful intentive and policies advance women's rights mean that the new plans that come up to deal with particular problem that faces women especially. Number one, we have legal and policy reforms. It says here many countries have enacted laws and policies to protect women's rights and promote gender equality, such as the adaptation of, there is abbreviation here, I will come up later with it, that establishment of the National Gender Equality Commission and implementation of gender response budgeting. That is the legal and policies reform that they have used to come up with how to solve the problem that facing women. Number two, it have a grassroots movement and advocacy. Grassroots organizations and women rights activities have played critical roles in raising awareness. So we give awareness about women. mobilizing communities, and advocating for the protecting and promotion of a rights of a women's rights and human rights. So this role number 3 plays big role. This point number 3 plays big role. Number 3, we have comprehensive approaches to empowerment. Successful initiatives have taken holistic approach to empowering women, addressing multiplied aspects of their lives, such as in education, here, health care, in economic opportunities, in a political participation, where I have mentioned before. We have point number 4, engaging men and boys. Men and boys, they must be engaged as what allies in a pursuit of gender equality and implementation of a harmful gender norms have been a key strategy in advancing women's rights and women rights and women rights. So it means that to be a gender balance, gender equality. So gender equality must be implemented both women and men. We have discussions. The finding of this study highlight the persistent challenges and barriers to realization of the women's rights and women's rights all over the world, as the progress made in recent detected through various incentives and policies. Various here means that through changes of incentives, the new innovation that they have had, also in a policy that they use. This received the issue of gender-based violence, the lack of access to education and health care, the political and economic marginalization of women remain significant obstacles to achieve gender equality and upholding an universal human rights agenda. So it is clear there. However, the study also identifies the successful approaches that have been effective in advancing human rights and women's rights in a different culture and socio-economic context. These include first point, legal and policy reforms. Second point, grassroots movements and advocacy. Number 3, comprehensive empowering potential, empowering programs. The last, engagement of a man and boys as allies. So these strategies have demonstrated the potential to create what? Sustainability change. The aim is to create a big sustainability change and foster an environment where women can fully exercise their fundamental right, because women, they have full right. So they have to exercise their rights. The implication of this study are twofold. First, it is underscores the needs of policy makers, those who are making your policy makers. So it must be what? Applied. Also, international organizations like UN and a civil society to continue to prioritize the protection and promotion of human rights. Human rights as integral part of universal human rights agenda. This requires a multifaceted approach that addresses the root causes of a gender-based discrimination and inequalities, as they used to discriminate women. If an example, they used to say that women cannot do this, men can do this. So here there is a discrimination. In addition, there is an inequality because they don't allow women to participate in programs, especially in our society in South Sudan. This ensures that women and girls have equal access to education. They have right to be in education, in healthcare, economic opportunities, and political participation, as I have explained before. That is the first point. Second point, the study highlight in the importance of learning from the scaling up successful intelligence and policies that have been advanced women's rights and human rights in diverse contexts. By sharing best procedures, fostering cross-cultural collaboration, and adopting effective strategy to the local realities, the global community can work towards a more equitable and just world where the human rights of all individuals, regardless of gender, are fully realized. In a conclusion, here, while we have an introduction, we have a method, we have a result. So our conclusion here says that this study has provided comprehensive overview of current state of women's rights and human rights globally, identifying the key challenges and highlighting the progress made in the recent decades. The findings emphasize the critical need to continue addressing persistent barriers to gender equality and the realization of universal human rights, while also recognizing and scaling up successful incentives and the policies that have advanced women's empowerment and protecting of human rights. When there is empowering, there must be protecting of human rights. Meaning that women are included what? Human rights. By strengthening the protection and the promotion of women's rights as an integral part of what universal human rights agenda. This is the first agenda. Policymakers, advocates, and the global community can work towards a more just, equitable, and inclusive world where all individuals can fully exercise their fundamental human rights. So that's all we'll stop here. Hereby, we have the reference include our group presentation. So if any question,
Okay.